What is up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the politics and BS. I want to share a few things. Robert De Niro had to unleash on Donald Trump. So I'm just going to go ahead and play what he had to say. And then I'm going to share some things that Whoopi Goldberg had to say about Donald Trump.
Over the last 8 years, we've heard you talk about the former president. You have called him a fraud, a con artist. You've said he's a New Yorker like you, and you have watched this brand of BS for decades. And despite that, he became president. And now we're watching him, 10 blocks from where we are right now, sitting in a courtroom as a criminal defendant. What do you think about that?
I think of how absurd it is. And this might be the one case where that could be it for him. It's a state case. It's the least important in many ways, and yet it's the one that could be tried and finished in well enough time for people to just take that in.
Does it give you some sense, not of joy, but of relief at least, that he's potentially facing some consequences? Because, as you've said before, this guy's a con artist, and he's gotten away with it for years.
No, he's more than that to me. He's sick. He is really, genuinely a sick person that somehow has been allowed into our system. And I'm not calling him, I'm tired of calling him names. He just can't be anywhere near the office of the presidency.
You've played a lot of bad guys. Would you ever play Donald Trump?
Never. There's nothing about him. There's not one redeeming thing in him that I can see ever. It's funny, I was just thinking that he actually became president. He could have done good things. Instead, he had to do it all wrong. He's so, as we all know, so narcissistic and self-centered.
What do you say to those who say, I don't like the guy, but I'm going to vote for him? What's your message to them?
I don't understand it. I don't think they understand how dangerous it will be if he ever, God forbid, becomes president. I don't think they really understand. And historically, from what I see, even in Nazi Germany, they had it with Hitler. They don't take him serious. He looks like a clown, acts like a clown. Mussolini, same thing. These guys, I don't know why, they look like clowns. They somehow, people, that element of society identifies in some ways with them, but it would be chaos beyond our imagination. There's no mystery about him. He's right out front. And what he says is what it'll be if he becomes president.
Do you think our democracy is at risk in this election?
I think that it is. I always keep saying democracy is great, of course. But democracy people take for granted. It's a word that some people don't even understand. They take it for granted. It's about right and wrong, period. The guy's a monster. It's beyond wrong. It's almost like he wants to do the most horrible things that he can think of in order to get a rise out of us. I don't know what it is, but he's been doing it, and it's scary.
And this is why I share this commentary. This is why I share this stuff here, because politics, for the most part, is BS. But the fact that we've gotten to a point where you have someone that is so insanely narcissistic that the country that I was born in could become a country that has someone that has dictator qualities in the place of the presidency. It is scary. It really is.
Are you
Excuse my French.
Do you have any concerns for the future of the arts? If he were to become president, he has already said he wants to go after his enemies. He wants to go after journalists and the news media. Mm-hmm. What about your industry?
I believe he will. The only thing that I would think is that what'll happen is that he'll go after these things like he always impulsively, and he'll be stopped. There'll be pushback, a lot of it, and there might be as much pushback as needed, like in the streets, conflict that could happen, civil strife, because but he will try it.
You have no upside in having this conversation, in speaking out against Donald Trump. You are making yourself a target. The interview will air, and he will immediately find a reason to talk bad about you in public.
Yeah.
But you're choosing to use your platform to do so. What do you say to other celebrities who don't want to alienate part of their fan base, don't want to step in harm's way, but they have similar megaphones that you do?
You know, the idea to be bullied at my age by someone like this is not happening.
I'm pretty sure you were never bullied.
No, it's a kid, sometime this, that, but the point is not, and for the country, no. And I think other people are going to have to stand up and just, because it's either that or you're going to find yourself in a situation that's so terrifying. We always hear about people from Eastern Europe, the Jews from other parts of Eastern Europe, from Western Europe, coming over. Look what happened in France with the Nazis and so on. And they come over, and you hear these, and when I was a kid, they'd say, "You don't really appreciate this country. You don't really appreciate what we know from experience." Imagine what those people went through. I'm just starting to see it. You know, as a kid, I said Hitler, it's a nightmare that never would happen. But now I see that it's possible. And with those people, and sometimes I run into some people who are close to my age who are from Eastern Europe, European countries, or even Nazi Germany, and you understand it.
Did you ever care this much about politics?
No, I don't. I mean, I'm sort of not indifferent, but it's not my. But I'm so angry about what's going on. I don't see how it can be avoided.
And that's my point. That's the thing that keeps me just sharing stories like this, because I've never been involved in politics, but I'm angry about what I'm seeing. And I mean, ultimately for me, I know that because I just feel like I'm a stranger passing through this world, like the Bible says, that this world is not my home, but I'm here right now. And it's crazy to see this, because you never really heard about people fleeing the United States, but now I'm seeing more stories like that, where people are saying, if this man becomes a president again, I'm not staying in this country. And you see these people that are coming to the United States all the time. It's getting to the point where there are some people that are like, I don't want to stay here if he's going to be the president again. And it's crazy. Well, Whoopi Goldberg, she had some things in response to Donald Trump for some crazy, foolish things that he said, which we know he says a lot of those things. So let's just go ahead and hear what she had to say real quick.
This. The dreaded. In a new interview released this morning, you know who told Time magazine what he would do if he gets back in the White House. Things like this. He's going to let states monitor a woman's pregnancy.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
He's going to deploy the military to deport migrants.
And the Mexicans are going to pay for it.
And he's going to absolutely consider pardoning January 6 rioters.
Of course.
Now, he was also asked if he thinks there will be political violence if he loses, and he answered, it depends.
Is he referring to something he was wearing?
No, that was funny. That was funny. I'm quite sure he wears Depends.
You're on fire already.
You know? So is this, I mean, there's also, this is my favorite.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you before I say it that it enraged me. There is a definite anti-white feeling in the country right now.
Oh, please.
Yeah, that's what he said. You know, sir.
No, sir.
Yeah, sir. Nobody in your family was hung. Nobody in your family was chased because of the color of their skin. How dare you? There's no anti-white issue here. You are perpetrating anti-humanist issues here.
Now, I couldn't have said it any better. And it's just disgusting that we've gotten to the point, because this is what we see now. The racist groups, they have always been there. They've been, kind of like sleeper cells, if you will. But now with him saying things like this, which is not true, anti-white, are you serious right now? Okay, what are you trying to say? People calling people Karens, that's an anti-white thing? Well, listen, the fact of the matter is, the so-called anti-white statement that he said, it will never be, because, well, I won't say it will never be, in terms of them being a minority, but they're the majority ethnicity in this country, and the only reason why he's saying things like that is to fuel that, even though minor, but that population of supporters of his that, like he said, he could SHOOT someone in Times Square and they still would be seeing him as their guy. Okay? But it's to speak to those people to make them feel like they are a victim of society and things are flipping and changing and turning and they're going to be coming for you and they want this and they want that, and it's just not true. It's not. It's gross, but it was just good to hear these people speaking up about the things that he's saying. I feel like more people need to speak up, and it's crazy to me that we will, before we know it, be in the month of November, and the polls as they are right now are just so close. It's that just goes to show how not just crazy some people are, but how some people are just so checked out and they're just not even going to participate. And it's sad. Whew, it's a lot. But anyway, I just wanted to share that. You can let me know your thoughts about what they had to say in the comment section. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.